first conversation, and this is with Sibusiso, who will be joining us for a sit down where we will be speaking to a time in South Africa. And I suppose the context is across the world. It's the world over that is grappling with one of the deepest crises, and this is that of gender-based violence and the contact crime that has come and sort of just turned everyday life into this calculated risk, especially for women, children, and the LGBTQI plus community. Fear has become normalized and silence has become survival. Now, against the backdrop of this entire experience, Eyerus launches not just another app, but an intervention, one that places power, evidence, and rapid response, and this into the hands of those most vulnerable. It isn't just about technology and what technology can offer us. It's about restoring dignity, freedom of movement, and the right to feel safe. I did say that we're going to be speaking to Sibusiso Mbhele, who is the founder of Eyerus, and this is an app that will be availed to most, I suppose, all phones in not too long from now. Sibusiso, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to African Diaries.
Good evening, Sheila, and good evening to your listeners as well.
Let's talk about the inception point of Eyerus LIFELINE app. For those who are thinking to themselves, what is this app? What does it afford me? What is the context?
Okay, great. In just over a week and a bit, we will be celebrating 4 years since the Eyerus app went on to the app stores, the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store as well. So we launched it in Feb in 2022, and over the years we've been showered with the various awards from the MTN App of the Year Awards in 2 years in a row, F&B App of the Year, and so forth. When we built this app, as you can see, that contact crime currently within the country is nothing to be desired. So with the passion for human safety, we managed to get the best and the fundies in the business of creating apps to be able to translate this dream that we had as Green Eye Consortium to keep the vulnerable groups safe, which is your women, children, the LGBTQIA plus community, and people living with albinism. And here we are 4 years later, I'm trying to just add to curbing all of these social ills.
Sibusiso, for people who are not familiar with how the app would operate, perhaps let's get into the inner workings of the app.
So before we actually created the app, we had done a little bit of research, and we had wondered why the perpetrators are not behind bars. So we did a little bit of research. We found that over 80% of those that were victims, whenever they went to report the crime, it became a he said, she said story, and they never actually got justice. So for us, the crux of the app was to collect evidence, both video and audio, and something that can be used in a court of law. And that was the basis for us to creating the app. So the app works very simply. So you download it on the Play Stores. It's got 4 main states. It's got green, amber, red, and blue. So you move within the different modes, depending on how safe or unsafe you are. For instance, so on the first one, it's green. That means everything's fine. By just a simple shake of a phone, the app will then move to amber alert mode. This is simulating you are in a metered cab, or you are a student at an institution of higher learning, and the lecturer maybe says something that is untoward. You are a kid being bullied. You by just simply shaking your phone, you are able to record audio, all the audio that happens, and it is immediately stored onto a cloud, a secured cloud. Should the situation not de-escalate, you then switch on the red alert mode. On this particular mode, what happens is that it switches on both front and back cameras, as well as then alert your guardians. So on the app, you load guardians in the event whereby you are feeling unsafe, or when you do panic, they are able to then receive messages and in-app notifications for them to be able to see where you are. So the app shows them a map of where you are. It takes you to Google Maps, but they can as well see what situation you're in, because the video and audio is on. They can hear as if they're in the same room with you, and then in this way they know how to approach the particular situation.
Yeah.
Should we then require to go any further, then you go to blue alert mode.
Sibusiso, I'm just going to stop you right there. Before we get into the blue mode that I think is very intricate, let's take a quick breather, and then when we'll get back, we'll wrap up this.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Africa's voices, Africa's journeys. They're all on African Diaries.
14 minutes after 10 p.m. Central Africa time, we are still in conversation with the founder of this extraordinary app. It's dubbed the Eyerus LIFELINE app, and this assisting GBV victims. This is Sibusiso Mbhele joining us on the line. We spoke about the different modes in which you can activate all kinds of alerts. We spoke about the green mode, where a simple shake of the phone would then alert, if there's an uncomfortable situation that you find yourself in. Amber is now an escalation. And then we got into the red mode that switches on your live camera. I know that with the amber mode, it's live audio stream that would then be preserved on a cloud. And then with the red alert, we see that the video streaming, both front camera and back camera, go on. And then we are going to get into the blue alert mode. Sibusiso, walk us through that.
Yeah, on the blue alert mode, this is when you are completely in trouble and distress. You then require additional support in the form of private security. So by activating blue alert mode, you then call on private security wherever you are in the country. We are linked to a network of 250 private security service providers. Look at it as the Uber of private security. So wherever you are, the closest will come to you.
Sure. I understand that with the blue mode, it can detect if you have been inebriated without your permission. If you've been drugged, if you're unconscious, if you're incapacitated. How does it detect? What kind of check-in system do you use?
Yeah, we incorporated with that. We do have the check-in functionality. So we always say that people must be preemptive of their situations. If you're going to go out at night to a place of fun, you can let the app know where you're going. You can let the app know who to contact in the event whereby you're in trouble. At this point, you set the app to check in on you and on various time intervals. In the event whereby you are unable to check in, the app then does escalate to your chosen guardians in terms of panicking, and as well as private security to be able to assist in assumption that you are completely incapacitated to be able to assist yourself. Sure. And that's the functionality.
Sibusiso, you kind of spoke of 4 different alert modes. How do you transition from one to the other? We spoke about the green and the shake of the phone. How do we get into amber and then into red and then blue?
Because when you go on red, it is a little bit more serious by alerting your guardians. We then want you to be conscious about that particular functionality. So you do manually on the actual app, call it press a button. and the red alert mode, so that it activates both the cameras as well as the audio.
Sure.
So, but then only on the shake to activate, that activates your audio only. So that's still a bit safe. So that's how you move within the different modes.
Sibusiso, let's talk about some testimonials. I know this is private data, so you can't get into the nitty-gritties of the stories. However, I do think to an extent you can share some success with us.
Yeah, we can. As you understand that private security is concentrated in areas where there is a demand for private security. So there's particular areas where you battle to find private security willy-nilly, in areas like your Alex, Johannesburg, Inanda, and Tuzuma, Wambashu. So private security is not the best there. So what we've then done is we've linked with the SAPS in those areas, in the police stations. So they've given us offices within the police station where we do link up with the GBV desks as well within the area. We've given it to the community policing forum to be the first line of response in the event whereby there is trouble, and we've managed to make inroads there because we are on the ground within those community, within those areas where there is no private security. As you understand, in most of those areas are very stricken with contact crime, and the SAPS, as well as the different departments that we work with in government, like your KZN, Community Safety and Liaison, are happy to have us there, as we do add value in ensuring that we can quickly react to situations where the impoverished people do panic.
Sibusiso, as a final parting shot, I want to talk about the context of technology. Now, this app feels so secure that, to an extent, and this is a small percentage, right? I do think that some people find self-sufficiency in technology, whereas I think that part of the problem of GBV is the lack of community, the lack of connecting and bonding and realizing that I don't touch this person because this is my loved one. This is the same as a sibling, a friend, a lover, a partner. I think because of these, and I want to say it's the advent of technology, but I don't just think it's technology. I think it's just the way society has been moving for quite some time. We are seeing the segmentation where people are learning to become more individualistic. How do we see the Eyerus Lifeline app bring communities together? Despite the fact that the operational and the functional aspect of the app is between you and the app, how do we see it connecting people and making sure that people stay connected, and above all else, make sure that people are concerned and are present for solutions?
Yeah, initially we started, or when we launched the app, it was just supposed to be something that we do it as a part-time basis. However, we got to then, by working with the various organizations, got to understand that this is much deeper than just just having an app. So what we did is then we partnered with like in your Inanda area, the Mova GBV NGOs. We partnered with the SAPS, the TS Foundation, in Dona, Namakosi, in various areas. And then we started activations where we really got communities talking. We had meetings just this last week in Inanda, where we had the young boys, getting to understand what their issues were, and crime being one of the biggest contributors, and which caused them to then start having these urges of GBV and things of that nature. So they say it takes a village to raise a child, and it's important that we all rally together and really, have these conversations within communities, and that's what we try and do on a daily basis. It's not enough, it requires everybody to put in: government, individuals, corporate, and all we could do is just try and curb these social ills.
Sibusiso, thank you so much for joining us. This has been an absolute pleasure, and well done to you and the team marking that 4-year mark. I do hope that the app gets better and greater, and we see a great reception of the app across the space of South Africa.
Thanks a million, Sheila. Thank you for having us.
The voice there of Sibusiso Mbhele, who is the founder of the Eyerus LIFELINE app, is also very proactive about helping our communities in the context of South Africa through the Eyerus LIFELINE app for GBV victims. The idea is that there are alert modes on the app that assist you to notify loved ones and the necessary teams to help you in a moment of crisis. It is 49 after 10 p.m. Central Africa time.
Africa, meet a baddie.